What is your American dream?
My American dream is that everybody be optimistic. I think things are going to work out well. If we could all just make the world better by 0.00001, I think you're doing a good job.
My American dream is to enjoy this inclusiveness and freedom of America and have fun while it lasts.
My American dreams come true when I visited for a short study trip. I'm really impressed by the values and culture of the United States.
My American dream is for America to get its act together so that the spot where we're standing is not underwater in 10, 15 years.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Hello, everybody, and I'm only screwing with you. Your Facebook works, your YouTube works. Hello, Belgium Kim, how are you?
Hello, doing well.
Welcome. I thought today was actually hump day. I got confused.
It is not.
I got confused for a second.
I've been doing that all day too, actually, Brad.
I don't know why I feel like today is humpy. I feel very humpy today.
You're just in that mood.
Yes,
You're just
maybe.
in that hump day. Now, is it because you feel like you're halfway through your week, or is there some other reason?
I feel like I'm halfway through my week already.
Okay, Brad. Okay.
Yeah, no, not humpy in the sense of hump day news.
Right. Just humpy in the sense of like
I feel like it's halfway through the week.
I'm at my halfway point.
I feel it.
Well, you know what that means, Brad?
What?
You should just take Friday off.
Maybe I will. That's not a bad idea, Kim.
Isn't that like not the craziest? You should give your entire staff Friday off too.
I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah.
The crew here,
yeah,
you're all working.
Oh.
Brad Squad, take the day off. Everybody.
Oh.
Just don't go to work.
Oh.
We have a Brad Squad walkout on Friday.
But
everybody in the Brad Squad walks out in protest. I don't know what we're going to protest. We have to come up with something to protest.
I consider myself a preeminent member of the Brad Squad. I'm going to go ahead and throw that down right now.
Brad Squad, what do we need to protest? We're all going to have a walkout on work on Friday, except our crew. They got to work.
We have to work.
You have to work. But everybody else, you're going to walk out, and we can't take it anymore.
Right.
But what can't we take? We need to come together for something. Mm-hmm. What is it?
It's the fact that Brad Show Live is only on for 2 hours a day, and that's not enough. We're not protesting that, y'all.
Jessica Levy says, hell no, no walkout.
Really?
She does not want to walk out. She's a conformist.
Right. Maybe she's just a pacifist, you know?
Maybe. She says, hell no, no walkout. We're doing Brad Show on Friday. Let me say hello to everybody.
Okay.
And then we'll figure it out. Anna Gay Boxham, how are you? Squad up. Edward Guzman has a protection order. Does it affect me for citizenship? Yeah. If you have an order of protection against you, that's bad moral character.
Yeah.
Not to say you're a bad person.
No.
Just bad moral character. That's my freebie.
Right.
In the saying hello to the squad.
Man.
All right. Sophia Gray, how are you? Cordella Douglas, Jessica Levy, Joelle saying hell no, no walkout.
I appreciate the sentiment very much, family.
Ja Love, maybe double fisting today, Ja Love.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Deion Watson, how are you? Abu Yabu Do. Isn't that Fred Flintstone?
Yabba Dabba Do.
Yabba Dabba Do.
Yeah.
This is Abu Yabba Nakaruma. Says
Okay.
he's ready. I'm only joking.
That's right.
There was a cartoon. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Right? Fred Flintstone used to say Yabba Dabba Do.
Yabba Dabba Do. That's
Yabba
right.
Dabba Do.
I would watch it in French.
What?
I would watch the Flintstones in French.
How is the Flintstones in French?
You know what? Funnier than the Flintstones in English.
Really?
Same thing with The Simpsons.
Really?
It's the only two shows in the world that are funnier not in their original language.
I wonder why.
I don't know. The ones for The Simpsons have gotten a ton of acclaim, but I don't know why the Flintstones. I just found it hilarious, and it's not funny in
That's so
English.
funny. What was your favorite television show of all time?
Friends.
Friends.
Friends. Easy.
Friends.
Growing up, yeah.
Growing up, Friends.
Oh yeah, Friends.
Yes.
We had Friends watch parties.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we went.
I loved Friends.
What was your show?
Growing up,
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
But that was my generation.
Yeah.
That was my generation. Sure, Webley, how are you? Who else we got here? Oh, wow. The names are getting more difficult by the moment.
That's because we're getting more and more global, Brad.
Puchiulu Mets.
Yes.
Saying squat up.
That's right.
Squat up.
Oh, and they know.
Dawn Harriet, how are you? Ann Labin. Should I give another freebie or should we save it for social media check-in?
Save it because you're throwing me off every time you answer them.
All right, Ann Labin. Stay tuned in about an hour. We're going to be answering your questions. And by the way, if you ask your questions now, let me give you a little hint how we work here.
Yeah.
It's first in, first out. So the quicker you ask your question, the more likely it is you're going to get an answer if you stay tuned in about an hour or so. Marcia
Absolutely.
McCullough. Who else we got here? Lisa Bling Rose. Edward Guzman. Does Lisa Bling Rose live in London, England? Why do I think she's British?
She's not.
Where does she live?
Somewhere in the U.S., Georgia? No, she's
Georgia?
a New Yorker. I think she's
She
a
a
New
New
Yorker.
Yorker? Is she a New
Lisa
Yorker?
Bling, don't kill me. I'm sorry.
I went blank on where she is.
Yeah.
First Lady Hewitt, how are you? And Chrissy Unbothered Atland. She's very, very unbothered. Has a question, and people are leaving emojis on that one.
I do like an unbothered woman.
Yes, Alexa Duriel Shlamaz Service.
That's right.
Shlemiel Shlamaz. Hop and Pepper Incorporated.
Service.
That's Laverne and Shirley.
Right.
I'm really going back into my childhood now.
Really dipping back in there, man.
Marjorie Thompson, how are you? And we can go on and on and on and on. There's a lot of people saying hello here. How about this person? It was also a difficult name.
Yeah, you got this. I know which one you're going to do.
Okay. Muktadir Lang Ika.
That's right.
Always happy to watch the show with a heart. That's why I mentioned him or her.
Also,
Yes, I'm not sure if it's him or her.
Marsha McCullough just
Yes.
said, I just love when Brad calls my name. It sounds so different.
That-
I have a feeling like because no one else calls her Marcia.
Yes. Well, I butcher the whole, And by the way, I'm trying to say the name as best as I can.
But they love it, Brad.
Right, but I butcher everybody's name.
But Marcia's name sounds ever so slightly sweeter coming from you, apparently.
Marcia.
Oof.
Let me explain something to you. You see the beautiful lady next to me? Take a look at her. Okay? Her name is supposed to be grammatically Belgian.
Yeah.
Belgian.
Belgian.
Kim. Belgian Kim.
Because a person from Belgium
is Belgian.
Is Belgian.
Right. Okay. But I even butchered my co-host's name.
Right.
And I butchered it to such a level that nobody knows her as Belgian Kim.
No.
She's Belgium Kim.
No.
And that's the name now.
We had a meeting about a week after the Belgium Kim thing started to see, and he was like, no, we're too far deep now. It's Belgium Kim.
That is very true. I said everybody knows just Belgium Kim now. We can't change it back. All right, Max Santos on YouTube. Sandra Salinas, sexy. Shan Myers, how are you? And just as I said, as I predicted, Belgian Kim.
We got a double
now
sister.
You're going to be Belgian Kim.
No, I'm going to be Belgian Kim.
Just as I predicted, John Love is in fact double fisting.
Of course.
Yes. Allison Evans, how are you? Lawrence J. Pagsanjan says, hi, Brad. Been watching your live streams. Appreciate that, Lawrence. Island Girl saying, hey, hey. Marcine Frazier and Catherine E. with a question. We'll get to that in a little bit. Tally. Donald Horton. Lawrence J. after saying hello, goes right into question.
I like it.
Okay.
Because that's how Lawrence J knows that he's going to get his question answered.
Now, Wumasi Adu Amankwa says, hello, Brad.
Man.
Says, hello, Brad. I would say he is African.
I'm loving the international.
Would you say that is an African name?
I would say so, although you are far better at name origination than I am.
Arlinda Sanchez, how are you? Arlene Lucis. Lots of people saying hello today. Danny, quite Contreras.
That's right.
Saying hello, guys. And who else we have here? Oh, by the way, Cordella Douglas.
Cordella Douglas.
Also double fisting.
Of course she is. She's a real one.
Arlene Nixon, Shamoy Moody, and finally, Kimberly Moore.
Woo,
Pop it in the comments.
You know.
We don't have any Brad Squad members that we're featuring. We have almost 4,000 members of the Brad Squad now.
Yeah.
That means we can feature a new Brad Squad member for the next 10 years.
Right.
And never take an additional Brad Squad member.
Right.
So if you want to be featured, because we haven't done the feature in a while.
Yes.
Please slide. Is this, how do you slide? You go like that?
You can, yeah, I would say like
Or is it
this,
a double-
or a head
or
first
you
even.
You go like this, or a
dive or a slide will be acceptable.
Dive either way.
Yeah,
Dive in,
yeah.
slide in.
Diving
So
or
you go
sliding
head first or feet first. It doesn't really matter.
I'll take the DM.
Okay.
Yeah.
And go to Belgium.
Belgium Kim TV.
Now I'm changing it to Belgium. Go to Belgium Kim TV on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tell her you are part of the Brad Squad. She will confirm that
Right.
with Little Caesar.
That's right.
Little Caesar.
I will double check you.
With Little Caesar.
Pizza.
That's right. And if you are, in fact, a member of the Brad Squad and want to be featured, we will be happy to start that whole entire new project next week again.
Yes, please, please, please. Even on Facebook, family, or you can even send a DM into the Brad Show Live. But Belgium Kim TV on Facebook or Instagram would be preferred.
Right. And by the way, you could also follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein.
Yeah.
If you don't get your questions answered here, and you are also part of the Brad Squad, you can slide into my DM.
That's right.
And I answer them.
Which is, I do not answer your immigration questions on
No, I
Instagram.
answer them.
But he does.
But I answer them in like in chunks.
Right.
So I may not get back to you in a day or so because I
Right.
don't look every day.
Right.
But then when I have some time, I'm lying in bed, I'm watching, television and not paying attention to what's on the TV.
Totally.
I'll look on my Instagram and I'll just start answering questions.
There you
So
go.
you could follow me, like some pictures, slide into my DM, you could ask. And now, a lot of times, I'll say yes, no, whatever.
Right.
Sometimes I'll just say you need a consultation, way too complicated.
Right.
But if I can answer it, it's my pleasure. Belgium Kim.
Yes.
Please tell everybody what they need to do right now to share this with their friends and family while I stretch.
Right.
I need to stretch. I've been going to the gym a lot.
Part of me really wants to keep the 2 shot up when we do this, just so the people can see you stretch, Brad.
No. No, nobody is allowed to see me stretch.
That's a BTS
That is a private, behind-the-scenes thing.
I had to do it, sorry.
Oh, my back! Whoa, stop that. No one's allowed to see me stretch.
Okay, family. The first thing we need to do on any platform that you're watching on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, make sure that you've liked and followed and subscribed and whatever it is called on the platform you're watching it. It's super easy. You make sure to hit on Facebook, you hit like page, and you hit that little bell beside it. That's how you know you'll get notifications every time we go live. On YouTube, it's called subscribing, and it's a little red rectangle. You're gonna hit that bad boy, and there's gonna be a little bell that appears. Look at it, it's so cute. Hit that little bell and make sure that you get notifications every single time we go live. Also, make sure, family, it's the nicest, most wonderful thing you could ever do for us. Share the show! Yes, family, hit share. Whether you're watching on Facebook, you can start a watch party, which will send a notification out to all of your friends, or you can share it as a private message, make somebody feel real special, real loved on, real cared for, with a little one-on-one special attention. Or if you're watching on YouTube, hit that share button and hit copy link. Send it as a text message or a WhatsApp, an Instagram. You can slide up or dive into it.
Wow, my hamstrings were really tight today, Belgian Kim.
Wow, I'm seeing a lot of wincing over there,
There was a
Brad.
lot of tight hamstrings. I'm much better now.
Oh, good.
I'm ready for schmoozing.
Oh, that's fantastic. And now's the time you've all been waiting for.
Continue.
All right, make sure that you tell us all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments. And most importantly, just like Brad said, the first questions that we get are going to be the first questions that we answer. So ask them right now so that you know you will get your question answered. But there's only one guaranteed way to get your question answered, and that's by becoming an official member of the Brad Squad. Join the Brad Show Live Brad Squad on Facebook. We are going to drop the link right now.
By the way, Lisa Bling Rose, she's typing in capitals, people. Lisa Bling never types in capitals.
Yes.
39 shares. Please remember to share. Sharing is caring. Lots of family. We are one big family. Heart, 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 heart.
That's a
Lisa
real
Bling
one.
means it.
That's a real one. That's a real one. The other thing I need to make sure that you do, you see how Lisa Bling Rose just made all those hearts pop up across her screen? On YouTube, you guys can do the same thing in the form of cute little thumbs up. So hit it because it makes us feel real good when we have a ton of thumbs up. There's 115 watching of you right now, so there is absolutely no reason that 115 of you don't fully agree that this is the greatest thing you've ever seen on YouTube and hit that thumbs up. And now is the time you've all been waiting for. It's time to start schmoozing with Brad.
All right, so today is September 10th.
Okay.
It is World Suicide Prevention Day. There's a hashtag World Suicide Prevention Day. And it's been observed for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's always observed on September 10th. I don't know why they chose September 10th, but that is the day for World Suicide Prevention. The day gives organizations, government agencies, and individuals a chance to promote awareness about suicide, mental illness associated with suicide, as well as suicide prevention. Organizations such as the International Association for Suicide Prevention and the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and many grassroots organizations and agencies play a key role. Wow. Now, nearly 3,000 people die every day by suicide, according to the World Health Organization. And for every person who completes a suicide, 20 or more are attempted to end their lives. So 3,000 people around the world kill themselves. So it's like, what is that, like once every 6 seconds, once every 10 seconds, something like that?
Yeah.
And then 20, for every person who does complete a suicide, there are 20 more who attempt it.
Wow.
So that means that there are 60,000 people every day around the world who attempt suicide, that they are so unhappy in life that they just want to end it.
Right.
And that is very sad, because no matter how unhappy you are in life, there is always the next day to try to make your life better. And there are always somewhere, somebody who loves you who will be very, very upset when you're not there any longer.
Absolutely.
Now, suicide is influenced by psychosocial, cultural, environmental risk factors, and there's strong evidence indicating that prevention can absolutely reduce it. Now, for suicide resources in the United States of America, you go to Suicide Prevention Resource Center at www.sprc.org. If you are not in the United States and you need help, you feel depressed, you don't know what to do, you go to www.iasp.info and they can give you some information for people to help you. If you are in the United States and it is emergent, and you are so upset, so sad that you are even contemplating ending your life, there is a suicide prevention lifeline.
Absolutely.
They will speak to you. They will help you. They will reduce your pain that you're feeling. And call them right now at 1-800-273-8255. That is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. And today is it's not national, it is World Suicide Prevention Day.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Donald Trump, there seems to be a bit of a disagreement on whether John Bolton, the National Security Advisor, resigned today, or if Donald Trump fired him.
Right.
On Tuesday, that's today.
Today.
Why doesn't it just say today?
Because you never know when you're going to read the card.
Sure, good point.
Thanks.
All right, so today, Trump tweeted, "I informed John Bolton last night that his services are no longer needed at the White House. I disagreed strongly with many of his suggestions, as did others in the administration, and therefore I asked John for his resignation." Now, as is often the case with Trump's firings, it appears that that's not the entire story.
That's shocking.
Shortly after Trump tweeted this, John Bolton.
Right.
Okay. And what did we call him with his mustache? I had a name for him.
I was trying to think and I could not remember.
I don't remember what we called him.
I tried so hard to think of what we called John Bolton. And
that
I could
mustache.
not.
Something with the mustache. Anyway, he logged into Twitter to defend himself.
Of course.
And he said on Twitter, "I offered to resign last night." And Donald Trump said, "Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow." And then Trump did not accept his resignation and then just fired him.
Which, does this mean that John Bolton found out he was fired through Twitter?
I believe so.
Because if the last thing he heard was, let's talk about it tomorrow, and then the first thing he heard was a tweet from Donald Trump, that's how he found out.
Now, nobody seems on Twitter, nobody seems to have any sympathy for either John Bolton or Donald Trump.
Unsurprisingly.
Yes. At Dan from the Web, he said on Twitter, Bolton wanted closure in person. Trump broke up with him over text. And Dot Darling 68 said, the White House HR manual is written in a Sharpie. Hashtag Sharpie man.
Sharpie King.
Sharpie, what was it, Jessica Levy yesterday? It was
Yeah.
Sharpie King, right?
Sharpie King.
Yeah. And Jem Menai, and also at Chrissy Teigen said, called it hashtag President Pussy Ass. I can't say the rest.
Right.
But that's what it is.
But yeah, Chrissy Teigen did call it. She's absolutely right. Man can't even, like, if somebody resigns, he says he doesn't accept.
Meanwhile,
That's insane.
the CIA, it came out recently that the CIA was so concerned about Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin that they were concerned that there was a double agent within the Kremlin who was close enough to Vladimir Putin that he was able to walk into Vladimir Putin's office whenever he wanted, whether Vladimir Putin was there or not, take pictures of whatever was on Vladimir Putin's desk, send it back to the CIA in America.
Right.
And that was the U.S.'s top spy in Russia.
Wildly helpful.
Wildly helpful if you're pro-U.S.
If you're pro-U.S.
Right. If you're like pro-Russia, not so helpful.
Not super helpful.
Okay, so the CIA was highly concerned in 2017 about Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin, that they felt that Donald Trump potentially could tell Vladimir Putin who this spy is, potentially putting this spy's life in danger. And they had to extract this spy out of Moscow because they thought the president of the United States of America was going to tell Vladimir Putin who the American spy was. Is that insane?
That's a real thing that happened.
That's a real thing that happened. Now, according to CNN, the spy had access to Putin. He would provide images and documents on the Russian leader's desk. And finally, they took the spy out. He's now living in Washington, D.C. In a conference call with reporters today, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said, quote, all these arguments about who urgently extracted whom, who saved whom, this, is in the genre of what you call Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
So Russia says there was never a spy anywhere.
That seems like a true Russian denial.
Correct. Now sources say Trump
movie.
had privately said that foreign spies can damage relations with their host countries and undermine his personal relationship with their leaders. One former Trump administration official said the president believes we shouldn't even have spies in other countries.
What?
Yes.
That's
and he
terrible.
doubted the authenticity of the photographs and the information that he was getting from this spy accordingly. Even in public, Trump looked down on these foreign assets as they're known in the intelligence community, responding to reports that the CIA recruited Kim Jong-un's brother as a spy.
Right.
Now, Kim Jong-un's brother ultimately got killed by radioactive isotope or something.
That's right, in the airport.
In the airport.
Right.
Trump said he would never have hired Kim Jong-un's brother to spy on him. It wouldn't let that happen under my auspices. Just last month, Trump again showed his disregard for classified material when he tweeted a photo of a failed Iranian rocket launch.
Right. He's terrifying. The CIA was that terrified in 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the Trump lining his pocket doesn't seem to end at any time soon.
Shocking.
Apparently, the Air Force is having layovers when their Air Force C-17, that's a cargo plane.
Yep.
It has to stop over from the United States to England on its way to the Middle East. It can't make it straight
through
from the United States all the way to the Middle East to Kuwait, where they shuffle back and forth equipment into Kuwait, to American bases in Kuwait. The plane stops off in Scotland for overnight stops because they have to refuel.
Okay.
So where do the pilots live when they stop off? At Donald Trump's golf course hotel in Scotland. They're not staying at the Holiday Inn. They're staying at the most expensive place in Scotland.
That's insane.
And Donald Trump is charging top dollar for these stayovers.
Wow.
The revelation pressured the Air Force to release a statement Sunday evening stating that they would review all guidance pertaining to selection of airports and lodging accommodations during international travels. However, the Air Force also stated the air crew transitioning through Scotland adhered to all guidance and procedures. Earlier this year, the House Oversight and Reform Committee and Air Force launched separate inquiries into the stays after aircraft would be directed to land at Prestwick Airport in Glasgow, Scotland, where crew members would then stay at Trump's Turnberry golf course.
Right, so they haven't even been landing at this
Yes.
airport that much until Trump came into
Correct.
office.
Now, the number of overnight stops at Prestwick has steadily increased since Trump took office. Before Trump, nobody stayed at the Air Force at the Trump International Golf Course in Scotland.
Right. They didn't even need to be at that airport.
But now, as of 2019, there have been 220 stayovers. That means that Donald Trump has charged the U.S. government for 220 nights for either one or more than one room for Air Force
and
members.
that's just this year alone.
That's just this year alone.
Wow.
He's basically filling up his hotel with government employees.
Wow.
Now, ongoing, Vice President Mike Pence also came under fire for choosing to stay at Trump's resort in Doonbeg, Ireland.
Yes.
Which was several hours away from his scheduled events in Dublin.
Hours.
And
there are tons of super fancy hotels in Dublin.
Exactly. Now, and during last month's G7 meeting, Trump raised eyebrows when he suggested that the 2020 event should be hosted at his golf resort in Miami. And people are saying that this guy is not corrupt.
It's just ludicrous.
This guy is not corrupt, Belgium Kim. Not at all.
Not at all.
He is completely above board, very, very ethical.
Has nothing but the best for the American people in mind, Brad.
Right. So, what else we have here? This is. We talked about this last year.
Did we?
Yeah, the Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're collecting social media usernames on immigration and visitor applications. We talked about that. This has been in effect now for over a year.
Well, CBP started doing it last year, and now DHS is doing it too.
Right. So the Department of Homeland Security, they are requesting social media information on applications for immigrant benefits and foreign travel to the United States in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to be applying for a visitor's visa, you're going to be asked about all your social media handles that you have used for the last 5 years. The information is being used to determine whether an individual poses a law enforcement or national security risk at the United States. They may ask you about Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Ask FM, I don't know what that is. Weibo, I don't know what that is.
Weibo, yeah, China.
MySpace, does that still exist?
It does.
YouTube and LinkedIn. The State Department is already requesting social media information from most visa applicants already. This is now going to be happening at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
The updated data collection will affect 9 U.S. citizenship and immigration service programs, such as applications for citizenship, applications for asylum, visa waivers, visa updates, and ESTA.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, even an ESTA visa.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Now, apparently, wildfires in Plumas National Forest in California are now the largest wildfires of the year.
Yeah.
And my guess is that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. A massive wind-driven wildfire in Northern California's Plumas National Forest grew to nearly 44,000 acres Monday. It is the largest blaze so far. It is only 12% contained. Tuesday's weather forecast predicts some relief, but the U.S. Forest Service says it's only about 12% contained. But however, no structures have been destroyed and no injuries reported. What else has happened? There's so much. So much going on. I can go on and on and on, Belgium Kim.
Climate change has been in the news like crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, but you know, there's 1,500 deaths in heat waves in France.
Yes, I was just in France,
Yeah, between June 24th to July 7th and July 21st to July 27th, almost 1,435 people have been killed because of heat. The French health ministry said in a news release that the death rate during these two heat waves was 9% higher than usual. France and much of Europe saw record-breaking temperatures this summer. France recorded its highest ever temperature, 114.5 degrees Fahrenheit, on June 28th. And much of the continent isn't built to cope with this extreme heat. Fewer than 5% of all European households have air conditioning, and public transportation can grind to a halt in intense heat. I'm going to be in Paris this weekend. I'm going for the weekend.
I know. Is it supposed to be hot? Do you know?
I did not look at the weather.
I'll tell you, I was in Paris 2 weeks ago, and it was hot. Considering it was the end of August, beginning of September, it was unseasonably warm. And yeah, AC is not a thing.
Did you put a little lock on the bridge?
I did, because I feel bad. Like, don't do the locks on the bridge thing, because
don't do that.
No, because it damages the bridges.
That's right.
And the bridge, like some
structure.
of the bridge railings have fallen into.
Right.
It's terrible.
And how did Notre Dame look?
We did not actually see it. We didn't even walk
You didn't
by
walk
it.
by
We weren't. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
that's the best ice cream. Is right next door.
It is right. I know
It is,
exactly
you know,
what
right on
the one
Ile de-
that has the little window.
Yes, it's the best ice
that is
cream.
the best ice
You got
cream.
to walk past Notre Dame
I
just
know.
for the ice cream.
I know, that's actually not wrong.
All right, and finally, this is good news for me because I need a new phone.
Okay,
'Cause
yes.
my phone is completely cracked and broken. The iPhone 11 has just come out. $699 it's starting.
Not bad.
It started sales today, the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The 11 Pro and the Pro Max are the high-end phones and the successors to the 10S and 10S Max. Now, the biggest difference, I don't even know because I got to figure what this out.
Right, okay, perfect.
All right, the biggest difference between the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the simple iPhone 11 is their screens.
Okay.
The 11 has an LCD screen, while the Pro and the Pro Max have an OLED screen.
Ooh, much
which
nicer.
has more contrast. In other words, blacker blacks
Yep.
and brighter whites.
Yes.
So blacker blacks and whiter whites.
That's right.
There's also another distinction between the two. The 11 has 2 camera lenses, but the Pro Max has 3. Apart from screen and camera lenses, all 3 phones have a new, faster, more energy-efficient chip.
Awesome.
There are also more granular camera improvements, a new night mode, better stabilization for videos, and second-generation smart HDR for better lighting. The front camera also offers an ultra-wide capability and slow
That's
motion.
really cool.
Now, the 3 lenses are telephoto, wide, and ultra-wide, and you can switch between them using the iPhone Zoom Adjust tool.
So I find that I am Team Android all the way, Brad, but I'm very excited.
I am Team Apple.
I know you are.
Team Apple.
I know you are. So
Team
I'm assuming
Apple.
you're obviously getting this day one, minute one.
Now that I know, I'm going to stop at the Apple store tomorrow. I will. All right. We have more news, but you know what? I think we got to get into our immigration. Belgium, Kim.
Yes.
Please tell everybody to please share because we're going to be answering your immigration questions in 3 minutes.
3 minutes. It's so easy. The first thing that we need you guys to do, please share the show. It's the nicest thing. And right now, it's a lot of people's most helpful parts because this is when Brad's about to answer your immigration questions. So quick, go share it to some friends right now that you know have immigration questions. The way that you do that is if you're on Facebook, click share, click start a watch party. That'll send a notification out to all of your friends. Or you can just send it as a private message, make someone feel real special. If you've got someone in mind that you know they've got an immigration issue, send them this link right now. It will be the nicest thing you do for them today. Be a good Samaritan, family. Also, make sure that if you guys want to join the community and talk about how wonderful you all are, make sure to become an official member of the Brad Show Live Brad Squad. We've got the link right in the comments right now. So make sure that you have joined the Brad Show Live Brad Squad on Facebook because that's the only place where the first 5 people who answer their questions, who ask their questions every day in that group, are the only 5 people who get guaranteed answers to their questions. Also, make sure that if you haven't done so, tell us all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments and leave your social media questions right now because we ask them first come, first serve. And last but certainly not least, you see that little thumbs up right under your video, family? If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, they're both there. Hit that thumbs up and make us feel real good. Okay, family, and now is the time you've all been waiting for because we are getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right. Frank has been waiting close to an hour from Denver. Frank, you there? Frank?
Hello.
How are
here,
you?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
Yes, I have a question. I will be filing I-751 for my wife, which will be expiring next year, January the 26th. So counting backwards, it will fall on October the 26th. And then we are scared about this public charge that is going to be passed.
You don't have to worry about the public charge. It has nothing to do with removing the conditions of your permanent residence.
Oh, okay.
All right, so don't worry about it. Just
Thank you.
get the application filed before the 90 days.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Tisha in Pescalooga, Mississippi. Tisha,
Hello?
how are you?
I'm okay.
What's going on?
I came here on a K-1 visa, was in a abusive relationship, and been in a shelter. And I was wondering what to do and if my affidavit of support can help me. My affidavit of support is my aunt.
Did you get married?
Yes.
Okay. As long as you got married and you can show there was an abusive relationship, you're entitled to adjust your status. And you can do it under VAWA. And if you do it under VAWA, you don't even need an affidavit of support from your husband. Or you can do it under matter of cesse, and just as long as your husband had signed an affidavit of support at some point in time. So you have basically two choices. One is if the marriage occurred, you do it under VAWA, prove the abuse, you don't need an affidavit of support from your husband, or you do it under matter of cesse, which is a case law that says that if you came on a fiancé visa and you got married, that's all that's required for a green card, as long as your husband previously submitted an I-864 affidavit of support for you. So either way, you can do it, and we can certainly help you. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Monica in Boston. Monica.
Hi.
Hi, Monica.
Hi. So my question is regarding the new laws. So number one, my question is that I have heard that there's going to be an increase in the minimum income requirement. So is that true? And number two question is like there's some changes regarding the public charge. What change is that? And number three, I have to file for my husband's change of status, and he mistakenly took a Medicaid health insurance which he returned back. Will it affect if I apply for his change in status?
Okay, so first of all, it's adjustment of status. And are you Monica, you're a citizen?
Yes.
Okay. And your husband is here in the United States right now?
Yes,
Okay.
he's on F1.
Okay, so if you file for him before October 15th, you beat the changes in the law, and all of your concerns you don't have to worry about. So my advice
Okay.
would be, number one, file for him before October 15th. It's the old law. Number two, this is the concept that you have to understand. Right now, under the old law, you have to show that you have an income, or your person who's providing an affidavit of support has an income 125% above the poverty level for all the members of the family that that person has to support. So, for example, if you and your husband, you are the family. There's no children, no parents, nobody else who are dependents on your tax returns. You're a family of two. If you earn $23,000, $24,000, $25,000 a year on your tax returns, it's more than 125% above the poverty level for a family of two. Under the totality of circumstances, that should be okay to provide for your husband above the poverty level, and all else remaining equal, you would be able to get your husband a green card, and you wouldn't need an affidavit of support from anybody else. Why I say all else remaining equal is they have what's called a totality of circumstances. Even though you may be earning over $125,000, maybe there's some sort of government assistance that's happening that they would say, well, now maybe you can't support your husband above the poverty level. But all else remaining equal, if you're 125%, your tax return's 125% above, you're okay. Now, okay, wait. Now, if you file after October 15th, what the law says is you still have to provide 125% above the poverty level, because that's the law. Donald Trump can't change the law, but he's now changing how they're interpreting the law. And how they're interpreting the law is they're now saying, even though you are 125% above the poverty level, if your income is below $62,000 a year, the presumption is that your family member that you're sponsoring is now going to go on public assistance, and it's for you to prove that they won't. So they now give you more hurdles to jump over. What you need to do is just file before October 15th, and you reduce your anxiety.
All right. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Pobby in Bronx. Pobby.
Hello?
Hi, Pobby.
Yes.
What's
How
up?
you doing?
Good.
Yeah, this is my second time calling again.
Okay, what was the first time?
It's about I submitted an I-751, and it was it arrived there, let's say 2 days or 3 days earlier, but still I have no information. Today I called USCIS to find out about it, and they can't do nothing. They told me I have to wait for.
Pobby.
Yes.
Did they cash your check?
No, I went to Chase Bank, and Chase Bank, they cannot track this check.
Okay,
even.
so as I told you the last time, I actually remember this. They're going to return everything to you. I would suggest right now you refile again because you should be expecting that whole entire application back.
Okay. So, but I have, let's say, the ones that I have, the file, I have all the copies with me. So, can I use the same copies again and send it back now, or should I wait?
You can use the same copies of the documents, but you need to fill out a new form.
I need to fill out the new I-751 form.
Right, but you can use copies of everything you submitted.
So, how about that money order? Can I cancel that check right now, or should I wait?
You can cancel the check, and then you'll get in and just buy a new one because they're going to return everything.
They're going to return it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, how long normally does it take for you to, after they return it, for you to get it? Because now it's like 15 days or
2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. It should probably come this week.
Or probably this week or next week, the latest.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll come by your office when am I off again?
Whenever you're off. I can't make your appointment for you right now anyway, so hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay, make me an appointment by next week,
Kim,
Tuesday.
Kim, you have a pen, please?
Absolutely.
Please, you have a pen? I would like to make Poppy an appointment. I'm just on a live show. Tell me what time you like, Poppy. What time would you like?
Tuesday.
I'll be
Kim, at 10.
Tuesday at 10.
Tuesday at 10.
Okay, you're in. Tuesday at 10, Poppy. You're all set.
Stay on the line for that confirmation.
How would I be able to make an appointment? I'm on a show right now, Poppy. Give me a break. All right, stay on the line. Jesus Christ. Johnson, make an appointment for me. Johnson, how are you? Johnson, how are you? Johnson.
Yes, hello, sir.
How are you?
Hello.
How
I'm
are
fine.
you? What's going on?
I'm fine. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, I filed Form 130 for my wife and my kids.
Right.
And that was on January this year.
Right.
And my wife, she has a visa from 2017, and she has come to visit me this country for 2 times. She was here last year, and she was here in 2017.
Right.
Now, my question is, my wife, she don't want to just come here and just sit us here because of my kid hasn't gotten the visa from the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi. So my question was, will I need the affidavit to prove that when she come here, I can support them because I didn't meet the poverty line last year for my taxes.
Yes, you're
going
to need.
I can support them.
Yes, but you're probably going to need a second affidavit of support. Would be my guess.
So I'll need the second affidavit.
Yes, because you unless the laws get blocked by a judge, you're going to get caught in that October 15th, and you're going to need a second affidavit.
Okay. What if the K3 visa, will it speed up the case because I filed it last month?
In theory, yes. In reality, maybe only by a couple weeks or a couple months. But in theory, it's supposed to, but it doesn't really that much make a difference.
Oh, okay.
All right,
so,
but do it.
what if now, if she comes here right now, let's say maybe before October 15th, if she comes and so we can wait for my kids, is that going to affect anything?
No.
So is it due?
In other words, if I understand correct, you've already filed for your wife. She's going to come. You're filing separately for children. They can come at a later date. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't get that point. What did you say? Say it again, please.
I'm trying to understand what you're asking. And if you're asking that you have filed for your wife, and she's going to be coming here with a green card, and you're filing for your children, and they're coming at a different time, that's perfectly okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Now, because she has a visa already, like her visa is B1, B2, so
Okay.
she can come visit me and go back home.
Right,
So
but she doesn't.
I was
But she
just-
doesn't want to live here, does she?
No, she don't want to leave the
That's
kids.
fine.
That's what she was telling me. So we are like, can she come? So because the I-130 is already in there from January this year, so we are waiting. Can she come over here so we can wait for the process for the kids? Like, we can change the status over here, adjust it.
If she comes on a visitor's visa and she comes with the purpose of visiting, and after
Yes.
90 days changes her mind, yes, you can adjust her status, but not within the first 90 days.
Okay.
All right?
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Mark in Bronx. Mark,
Hello?
how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a U.S. citizen, and my mom come here to visit, and I file a I-130 for her. And I just got the receipt in July I filed. How long will I hear from the
At least 12
USICSI?
months, probably 12 months or longer.
Oh, okay.
All right, hang in there. All right, let's go to Joy in Jackson, Mississippi. Joy.
Hi.
Hi,
hello.
Joy. How you doing?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Let me say it's a nice stuff you're doing right there.
Thank you.
I have a question. I came to U.S. on K1 visa with my husband, so I filed for adjustment of status, but at a long way, my husband was being abusive, so I filed for VAWA. So it has been a year now. I've not heard anything from them, but I've got to my work authorization and other stuff.
Did you ever get did you get an interview for the adjustment application that your husband filed for you?
No. The problem is, me and my husband, we are back together now, but still, they've not sent me adjustment of status, so we can go for the interview.
So then, but it's still pending, right?
Yeah, they didn't even update anything. When I called them, they keep telling me to send a message
Where you
to
from?
Vermont
Where you
Center.
from?
Nigeria.
That's why. All right. So what I think you need to do is hold on. I think you're going to need to file a mandamus to get your appointment. All right. So hold on 1 second. We can help you. All right. We just had a client, literally, who watches our show. I've been yelling mandamus for 6 months. They finally came in, and within 30 days of us filing the mandamus, they were waiting over 2.5 years for an interview. They already had one interview, and they were waiting 2.5 years from that interview, got nothing. Then we filed the mandamus, and within 30 days, literally less than 30 days, I want to say within 30, it was less than 30 days, they got called for a second interview at immigration. The interview lasted 5 minutes. The officer said, what's going on? Why are you even here? How come you don't have your green card yet? Here it is. Done. End of story. And they got it all done.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I say mandamus, I mean it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Alvin in Daytona Beach, Florida. Alvin.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I spoke to you a few days ago, and I was just trying to figure it out. If I want to leave the country voluntarily, and I was just wondering, would I be able to do so without getting the 10-year ban? I don't have any
wanted to what?
criminal record.
You broke up. If you wanted to what?
If I want to voluntarily depart the United States.
You want to take a voluntary departure from the United States?
Yeah, I want to go back basically where I'm from and then have my wife apply for me while I'm there.
Okay. Have you overstayed on your visa?
I came here with fake passport. I don't know if you remember me. I told you.
All right. So if you came here on a fake passport, are you in removal right now?
No.
Okay. If you came here on a fake passport, number one, that is misrepresentation. You're going to need a waiver when you go home. Number two, if you've lived in the United States out of status more than 1 year, that is a 10-year bar. The fact that you take a voluntary departure doesn't make the 10-year bar go away. If you have the fake passport that you came to enter on, my suggestion would be to file the adjustment here in the United States, show the fake document, and file a waiver.
I already did that, and they denied my claim. I mean, they denied my hardship to my wife.
So then let's do it again and do a better job. I didn't do it for you, so let's do a better job.
No, you did not.
Okay, so hold on 1 second, all right? That's what you should be doing.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Maureen in Queens, New York. Maureen.
Hi, Hi, good evening, Brad. Love your show.
Thank you.
I'm calling on the behalf of one of my friends. She came here a year ago, and she met her husband, got married after about 5 months. But now the husband started to cheat on her, and he's really treating her bad. He's been sleeping out and coming in when he feels a mind, and he's refusing to do the paperwork with her. She already filed for a green card, though. I think she's waiting for the work permit. But this guy is really abusive. He's been cussing her out, telling her he's not going to do anything when she told him that, if you don't stop, I'm going to leave you. So what I was wondering, can she file the VAWA?
She can, but she also has to hope that it gets extended by Congress, which I believe it will. I can't guarantee you, but yes, that's what she should be doing.
Okay, but he's also refusing to do the stuff because, he's like thinking that, if he doesn't do them, she'll stay with him or whatever. So he doesn't want to do the rest of the paperwork.
So then if she's in Queens or you're in Queens or whoever that we're talking about, I'm in New York, and you make an appointment to come in and we can talk about it more. But yeah, it sounds like that's an option. So hold on one second. Let's go to Chris in Richmond, Virginia. Chris.
Hey, how you doing, bro? How are you today?
What's going on?
All right. So I got a question. I'm trying to file the N-600 from my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And one of the required documents is the proof of residency, right? And which is the lease of the house and the W-2 forms and the school record for the child and all that. But my question is, how long it has to be all these documents? There's a lot of different
ways that your child would qualify for a certificate of citizenship. Are you basing it on the fact that you were a U.S. citizen when she was born, or are you basing it on the fact that she has a green card and she's living with you and you're a U.S. citizen? Those are two different.
I mean, in the second one, she has a green card, and but what it is when
okay. So
but you already have U.S. passport.
So you're looking at the application wrong. You only have to show your residence requirements if you're basing it on the fact that you were a U.S. citizen when she was born. In this particular case, what you have to prove is that you and your daughter live in the same home and you have physical and legal custody of her. So that's going to be your school records, your tax returns.
I got it. Yeah, I got the school record and I got a tax return.
So you're done.
And all of them, her name is on them, all of them.
Fine. That's all you need.
And I mean, just my question is for the last 2 years or just for the last year? For this year?
You only need it for 1 year, but if you have more, then submit them.
Okay, that's what it is. Thank you so much, and I appreciate that.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, let's go to Tracy in Boston. Tracy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Okay, so I have a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
Any word on a judge blocking the October 15th
Not yet.
changes to immigration? No?
Not yet.
Well, could you hear it? Will it happen last minute, or is it something that they do a couple weeks in advance? Or
It could be next week. It could be in 3 weeks. It could be October 14th. It could be never. We'll find out.
Okay. All right. So my next question is, I filed a K-1 visa for my fiance in Jamaica,
right.
And I just got the word that I can now book the appointment for the embassy interview. So obviously, I'm not going to be able to file the AOS before October 15th because we'll just be getting the interview.
Right.
Am I grandfathered in because No?
No.
Okay. So if the new rules go in effect, I will then follow under them when I file the AOS.
Unless he gets to America before October 15th, you could file the AOS the day he comes to America.
Okay. Because I don't think we're going to get there's no interviews left. I have to wait till the beginning of October.
Okay, well, maybe if he's lucky, he gets October 4th or October 5th or October 6th. He gets his visa, and you literally get him here on the 10th, and you get married on the 11th and file on the 12th.
Yeah.
Be close.
Okay. I know. Okay, and my last question is, let's say everything goes great, and while he's waiting for his green card, how long can he leave the country? Like, if we want to go back to Jamaica, how long can he go for?
He cannot leave the country unless he gets advanced parole, and that's going to take at least 6 months to get. And then when he gets advanced parole, he can only leave maybe 2-3 weeks at a time.
Okay, that's what I knew. I had to file for him and he would have to get permission, but he can't leave for for 2 weeks at the most. Is that what you're saying?
2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's for short trips abroad, not to go live in another country.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Haley in Springfield, Massachusetts. Haley.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm good. I have a couple questions. I might have an issue, but not sure. So I got an RSE. It's stating that I need to submit like the W-2, the most recent, which is 2018, I guess. It added some other forms like the 2555, and the second one is saying that the affidavit of support that we submitted, it's not at the 125% of the poverty level. He did not file his 2018 tax. So I have all of them. When I calculated everything, it's like over 30,000. I had sent in my lease.
What is over 30,000?
Is W-2s, like all is W-2s.
Okay.
We had gotten an apartment, but at that time he did not. He had just started.
So what?
a new job,
Tell me what is your question?
My question is, my sister was on my lease, so to send in the information for these, can I just do like file his taxes, let him file his taxes, his 2018 taxes, and then do like a new affidavit of support?
No, if he already signed an affidavit of support, you just have to submit his 2018 taxes. I would also suggest you just get an affidavit of support from a second person, so that way there's no problem.
Oh, so I would definitely have to get...
No, you don't definitely have to do anything. I'm just giving you that as a suggestion.
Okay.
All right? But it's up to you. If he makes $30,000, it's just the two of you, then that's enough.
So I could just file the...
if he makes $30,000 in 2018...
Yes.
Then it's just you and him. That is above that's 125% above the poverty level. You're fine. You got to show his tax returns and his W-2s.
Yeah, but I'm saying my sister was on the lease, so I don't know if when I set the lease in, if they...
What does that have to do? But that doesn't have to do with anything. He doesn't have to support your sister.
I just assume... Okay.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go to Sheldon in Loganville, Georgia. Sheldon.
Hi, good evening.
How you doing?
I am calling on behalf of my husband. He has been in removal for the last 7 years. We've been married for 6 years. His petition I-95 has been approved. He has received his Social Security and his permit, and the 485, I think, 485 is pending. He has a court date and for November, but it was changed for October 2020, and it's been like 4 times since they have changed it. I need to know what to do because...
If he's been in 7 years trying to adjust his status, you need to file a mandamus. Okay? So you're waiting forever. A visa delayed is a visa denied. I'm like a broken record when I say it. I'm listening to you. 7 years in removal. You're in a bona fide marriage. You have a bona fide I-130 approved already, I assume, because you otherwise would not have been filing the I-45, and it's been pending for years. You got to do a mandamus at this point. What's the worst thing that'll happen? They can't put him in deportation again. He's already in deportation, so nothing bad could happen. Only good stuff will happen.
So what should we do?
You file a mandamus. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Thank you.
I'm having problems today, Belgium Kim.
Are you?
Yes. And you know what? This is not the only thing I have problems with my ear.
Tell me.
Okay? I bought the AirPods because I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah.
And every time I work out, I start sweating. They start popping out of my ear. I spent all this money for nothing. I'm very annoyed. And now my earpiece for Brad Show Live is also popping out of my ear.
Okay.
So I'm thinking now, I got some problems with my ears. Maybe mom was drinking when she was giving birth to me or something.
It just caused like a wide ear canal?
Like a wide ear canal,
Like alcohol versus wide ear canals? That's a thing, Brad?
Yeah, I always blame my mom for everything.
Oh, okay, there it is. Poor moms. They always get it, don't they? Yeah, my mom's the same.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Junior in Patterson, New Jersey. Junior.
Yeah, hello?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You guys doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So my question is, my dad went for his interview 2 weeks ago. He get a letter say his visa is temporary refused under Section 221. So basically, they need my original birth certificate. So I already sent that in like 2 weeks ago. So I want to know how long does it take for them to
Where's your
make
father?
a decision.
Where's your father?
In Jamaica.
All right, you got to give him 120 days. That's the law. And then after 120 days, if you still haven't heard, then you call me and I call the embassy and start causing havoc down there.
Okay, so
All right.
even though because they already take his passport.
Yes, it's 120 days from the day they received your birth certificate.
Okay, all right. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Just want to say you guys doing a great job.
I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, let's go to Christina in Cape Cod. Christina. Christina. Christina.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm fine, thank you. So I texted you earlier. I wrote a comment under your thing earlier, but what I'm saying, so I came here. I'm usually like a H-2B worker from like 2013. I went home like every December, and then I decided to come on my B2 visa.
Right.
And I stayed, and I'm a CNA, so there's always room for CNAs to work.
Okay.
So I've been working. I got married June 2018, but I live in Massachusetts, and my husband lives in New York, which I go back and forth. However, surprisingly, I got my date so early, I wasn't even prepared.
Where did you file?
In New York.
And your husband lives in but your husband lives in Massachusetts.
No, he lives in New York. I live in Massachusetts.
Okay,
because
so
this is where I work.
All right, so let me tell you something, Christina. Okay, just as you said, you could always get a CNA job. There's more than one CNA job than in Cape Cod. You could have CNA jobs all over the United States. And if you and your spouse, all right, I'm just being frank with you. If you and your spouse are not living in the same home, it is extraordinarily, and it may be a very real bona fide marriage, it is extraordinarily unlikely you will get through. It is more important for you to get a green card than for you to have your job in Cape Cod. You can find a job in New York. You need to move in with your husband and live as husband and wife, or you will most likely not get a green card. I can't be any clearer.
But I went on the interview.
And by the way, if you got your green card, you wouldn't be calling me, so I know it didn't go very well.
No, he made a lot of mistakes on the interview, and they gave me a
Because you guys don't
letter.
live together.
Yes, we do, but
But he made mistakes. But that's not a husband and wife according to the Immigration Service. And he made lots of mistakes because you try to cover up stuff.
So they gave me a letter saying they don't want any more information at this time, but they might reschedule an interview.
You're going to get a Stokes interview. They're going to ask you about your living arrangements. You don't have living arrangements because you don't live together, so you're going to be denied. I mean, from the your third sentence into your question, I already knew what the answer was. I could have written this script out for you.
Okay.
So you need to live. So the answer is what I go back to 3 minutes ago. You got to live together. You don't live together with your spouse. You don't get a green card. And I don't care how great of a job you have. It's not a great job when you don't get a green card and you get deported. So you got to live together. I don't know what any else phrase to say it. Hold on one second. Kim.
Brad.
Kim.
Brad.
Okay. What's more important? The job in Cape Cod or the green card?
Well, hypothetically, if you don't have the green card.
Because people.
Right.
People always, I get this every week, but I got
You
a
do?
really good job. I don't want to give it up. Okay, well, guess what? You're going to be giving it up in a year when you get deported.
Right, and that's the thing. It's
Right.
like, given that you can't keep working if you don't get your green card anyway.
That's right.
Sorry.
All right. We're going to get into all your social media questions. So if we didn't get your questions on our show in 90 seconds, please leave your questions in our comments right now. We're going to be answering them all in our social media check-in. But first, in today's Spar and Bernstein Attorney Close-Up, Immigration Attorney Alexander Mercado gives some helpful tips to keep in mind when applying for a green card.
The first thing that I always tell my clients is just be very honest and very open and candid with your attorney. We're here to help you. Anything that you don't disclose to us, most likely or not, will be found out by immigration officers. I've had many times the cases where clients have withheld information that comes up in their interview. I feel like that's really the biggest stumbling stone because, and I understand sometimes they're embarrassed to tell their full story. Sometimes you feel like if you say it, then it might target you in some sort of way. But as your attorneys, we're always here to help. Always also keep very neat records of your life here in the United States. In many applications, they request information from your past that sometimes we just discard. For example, if you come in with a visa back in the 90s and the early 2000s, that I-94 paper that comes with when you come into the country, it's very important when it comes to adjusting your status to a green card holder. So I would always say, like, be very forthcoming, be very honest to your attorneys. We're here to help you. And also keep your ducks in a row, like keep your documents always in order and keep it all together.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, Julian, the TriCaster guy, it's time for social media check-in.
Our first question is from Berenice, who said, can someone who's working on post-conviction or vacating their conviction enter the U.S. to attend court for this matter? Here's what happened. I was advised that it could be denied with the current administration.
No, you can't get a humanitarian visa to come into the United States to try to vacate a conviction that's preventing you from getting a visa in the first place.
So
pretty self-serving.
That's fair.
Yes.
It says that his criminal defense attorney made him take a plea bargain, stating that if he didn't judge on his case, the judge would get mad and turn him over to ICE. Is there anything he can do from home?
But he did get turned over to ICE anyway. He's out of the country.
Right. Well, that's what it's saying. It's like his attorney, the plea deal. I guess something happened after the plea deal.
You had no right to any proper immigration advice prior to 2011. Your attorney could have lied his ass off to you. It wouldn't matter.
Really?
It's after 2011 where you have where it's a violation of your rights to not be given proper immigration advice on the consequences of your plea deal. Prior to 2011, you could try to vacate the conviction anyway, and we do it, but it's basically to the discretion of the judge. There's no mandate that you have to.
Wow.
Right.
Abi Ebe said, I'm a permanent resident over 21 and I went to my country in 2016. My father petitioned for me when I was 19. However, we did not have a good relationship out here in the U.S. and now he's got another family. And he lied to me about going back to my country just for a month. My father's a U.S. citizen. He's been here over 20 years. He thinks he can do anything for me because he petitioned for me. And the way he's treated me is verbally abusive. So what
does he have a green card, Avi?
It says he's a permanent resident.
Okay, so how old is this person?
He is over 21.
Guess what? You're an adult. Be an adult. Walk into the embassy. Apply for an SB1 visa to re-enter the United States after staying out for a period of time. Show your ties to the United States. And if your father's a jerk, then, go speak to Dr. Phil.
Exactly.
But you got to take the bull by the horns. You're not going to sit there and be like, oh, my dad doesn't help me, so I'm going to sit here.
No, you can help yourself.
You're 21 years old. Come on. Go get an SB1 visa.
Vanny Boo said, what page of the tax return should be sent with the I-864, or do I just send the whole shebang?
The shebang, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole tang.
Ben said, if USCIS made a typographical error on your application, what can you do if you correct the spelling? What can you do to correct the spelling?
USCIS made a typographical error on your receipt notice, I guess. So when you go for your interview, you correct it with an immigration officer.
Oya Wole said, I was married in May of on May 19th of 2015. When can I file for my citizenship based on marriage?
When did he get his green card?
2015. Well, married in 2015. We don't know when he got his green card. 3
years, less 90 days from the time you got your green card.
Oh, so I've got a follow-up from from Abi. I didn't have the whole question. So I'm a permanent resident, over 21. I went to my country in 2016, and my father petitioned for me when I was 19. We didn't have good relations.
Wait. How does he have a green card if he went back to the country at 16, his father petitioned for him in 19?
No, in 2016. He went back to his home country in 2016. My father petitioned for me when I was 19. However, we didn't have a good relationship.
Okay, fine.
So he kept all of my documents, passport, there we go.
You still walk into the U.S. Embassy. There's a record that you're a green card holder. You explain the situation. You apply for an SB1 visa. You want to return to the United States, and you have to show that you have ties and you never meant to live outside of the U.S. You may need the help of a lawyer, though.
Okay, now she's also got a 1-year-old son who's got a pending I-130.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm telling you about Abi first.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Brad. PJ said, I had a B1, B2 visa, and during that time, I got married in Hawaii. My spouse and kids got petitioned by her parents originally, and then I went back to the Philippines for consular processing. My wife filed the I-130 last June of 2018. USCIS received it in July, and up till now, absolutely no approval yet. My wife enrolled my kids in Medicaid as well, but is that going to affect my I-130 petition? Is it time to file a mandamus?
It's time to file mandamus and get your kids off Medicaid. It's going to affect it.
Lamac said, I need advice. What's the most effective ways to appeal a 2255 and certificate of appealability? The judge has denied my 2255 without even reading my affidavit, and I only have 12 days left to respond.
Hire a good lawyer.
Yeah. Fearless Michelle said, if a petitioner is not earning enough to sponsor the I-864 and there's another relative willing to do the affidavit, will the petitioner still need to do the I-864?
Yes.
Lauren said, I'm currently on a pending adjustment of status based on marriage to a U.S. citizen from a B2 visa. I already got my EAD card and social security card. What's next?
Waiting for a green card interview. Adjustment.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Jaina said, if I want to refile the I-45 after the denial due to a missing I-864, do I need to pay for the biometric all over again?
Yes.
And do I need tax transcripts or only the W-2?
Do it all right this time. You already screwed it up the first time around.
Again, this is why people have a lawyer. It ends up costing you more money when you don't have a lawyer because you have to refile over and over again.
Correctamundo.
That's all I'm saying. Lauren said, I'm on a pending visa, married to a U.S. citizen, adjusting from the B2, but my passport was stolen. What can I do?
The passport with the visa in it?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Apply for a new passport. And you can download your I-94 arrival records on CBP website. Just Google CBP I-94. And it's a long website. I don't remember.
Chrissy said, I came to the U.S. in 2013 as an H-2B worker. I went home in December and did this until 2016. I kept doing it. In January of 2017, I came on my B2 and stayed. I got married in June of 2018, put in my paperwork in March of this year, and got
I just want to say something, because Lisa Bling says, I was talking to the person with no respect because there's two sides to a story when children come in. He was not a child. He was 19 and a half years old. When he got his green card, his father sends him home some point after that.
Right.
You go to the Army when you're 18.
Right.
Okay. He's living in another country now as a 20-something-year-old.
Right.
Or her.
Right. With a baby.
With a baby.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's at some point you gotta be an adult.
Mm-hmm. Gotta take that responsibility.
Okay. Continue now.
Thank you. So Chrissy came to the U.S. in 2013 as an H-2B worker and would go home every December. And she kept doing this until 2016. But when she came over in January of 2017, she stayed on her B2. She got married in June of 2018 and put in her paperwork in March of this year. Got an interview date for July earlier this year. The officer did not give her an answer on that date, and she still hasn't gotten one. On the day of the interview, she got a letter saying that they didn't require any more information. However, they may reschedule or give us another interview. At the bottom of the letter, it said to wait 120 days. What do you suggest?
Wait 120 days, and if you still don't hear anything, call me.
Alexia said, does NVC change your application submission date if you had to resend a document?
Yes.
Tia said, my question is, what document do you have to take for the N400 interview? Is it still all photocopies, or do they need original documents? And is it 3 or 5 years of tax returns?
5 years of tax returns, original documents, your passport, dispositions if, God forbid, you've been arrested, military records if you're ever in the military, but everything original.
Seba said, my interview was on August 9th in Montreal, Canada, and the officer told me I just needed new medical, which I submitted on August 16th. It's now been 3 weeks. They've got my passport. My status is still on administrative processing, and they said it's law to stay on administrative processing. What do I do?
It is law for 120 days. After that, you get me involved.
Shimoy said, I'm visiting from Jamaica and I haven't overstayed on my visa. My daughter's a U.S. citizen and is 21. How long would the process be if I stayed in the U.S.?
Anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half.
Talisha said, Brad, what documents do I submit with the I-130?
For what?
Brad, what documents do I submit with the I-130?
Well, the
whole question.
I-130 is filed by a relative. I don't know what relative is filing, but proof that you're related to that relative and proof that that relative is a resident or a citizen.
See, that was a great ambiguous answer to an ambiguous question.
Correct. Thank you.
Miles 7 said, my friend and his spouse went to the interview today and he wanted to know if the documents that he presented to the officer were okay for him to get the green card. He said that though the interview went well, his wife couldn't answer 2 questions. The documents they presented were marriage certificates, photos, tax returns, bank statements, car insurance, renter's insurance, their cable bill, their electric bills, and their lease. Do you think those are going to be enough documents to support a bona fide marriage?
Anna K. Moxham says go to the Magic 8 Ball for this one.
You know what? I think she's absolutely right.
Magic 8 Ball, Belgium Kim just listed a whole bunch of documents.
Yeah, that seem to be pretty
good.
Yeah.
But Magic 8 Ball says it's very hazy. You're going to have to try again.
Man.
Can you ask the question again, please?
Absolutely.
I'll let the Magic 8 Ball listen.
So the documents presented, wife got 2 questions wrong at the interview. However, the documents they submitted were marriage certificate, photos, tax returns, bank statements, car and renter's insurance, their cable and their electric bill, as well as their lease. Would it be okay?
I don't know what questions were not asked. I wasn't at the interview.
That's true.
I don't know what the documents look like other than it's a cable bill. Did you submit 1 month? Did you submit 3 years of it?
Are both of your names on the cable bill?
I don't know.
There's only one name on my cable bill.
But the Magic 8 Ball says yes, definitely. So
oh, great. Well,
Magic 8 Ball says you're good.
The science of the Magic 8 Ball is strong. Oh, and his name is Miles 7, so I feel like he would enjoy
Miles
Magic 8 Ball.
Exactly.
Andres Flores said, I received my green card a month ago. Congrats. However, I was arrested for felony charges when I was 17, but I was never convicted. I want to go ahead and travel abroad. Do you think I'm going to have any problems?
No, bon voyage.
Yeah, you got the green card, right? That's the whole point. Ever Blessed said my husband applied for a citizenship and mistakenly put his mailing address as his physical address. Can he go ahead and change it?
Yeah, you can do an AR-11 and submit it with the application.
Amazing. Sheldon said, I've been in removal process for over 7 years and I've been married for 6 now. My petition for the I-130 has been approved and I have I received my social and my work permit. The I-45 is still pending. I also did my biometric. I had a court date for November and it was changed now until October 2020. This is the 4th time the court date's been changed. I need to know what to do because my court work permit is going to expire in April.
What are they trying to do in court?
He's in removal proceedings.
I know, but what is he applying for in removal proceedings?
This I don't know. It just says he had a court date.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with your removal proceedings, so I need to know more.
Right. Victor War said, does USCIS send bogus notifications? I got an email and text about changes to my status, but when I checked, everything seemed to be the same. Have you ever experienced this?
Say it again.
Because Victor got an email and a text about changes to his status from USCIS, and then he logged on and it said everything was the same. What's going on?
Immigration's screwy.
How does he know what the real thing is?
We don't.
Damn.
By the way, there's a question. Why is it called the Magic 8 Ball? Because it says 8 on it.
And it's like an official. Did no one play with these? I played with one as a kid.
Exactly.
I made all of my major relationship decisions with a Magic 8 Ball from years 1 through like 12.
I asked the Magic 8 Ball if I should be a doctor or a lawyer, and here I am.
Here you are, thank God.
Yes.
Don't ever let Magic 8 Balls and Ouija boards.
That's right.
With scary juju in there.
That is correct.
We've got our next question from Seba, who said, Seba was wondering, just had the interview in Canada, right, in Montreal. So my husband, who's a U.S. citizen, is the petitioner. I'm a Canadian citizen, but I'm originally from Ethiopia. How long do you think I'm going to actually have to wait to get a visa approval?
For the green card?
Yeah.
At least 18 months. But if it's pending more than a year, you file a mandamus.
Yes, they submitted their new medical 3 weeks ago after the interview.
This is for the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's 120 days. By law, they have 120 days. After that, that's when you get me involved.
Juliet said, my husband is going to be applying for his citizenship by January. How long will it take, and when will I get my green card once the I-130 is actually approved?
Well, you got to wait on your husband's citizenship. It's taking generally under 12 months, and then maybe hopefully another 12 months for your green card, so maybe 2 years from now.
Jessica said, hey guys, a month ago we sent all of our documents to immigration for a change of status because I originally entered on a K-1. We received a notice that said they did not accept my documents because the payment was wrong, but it was right. Even though we had to resend every document again, do we need another month to hear from them if my petition is now accepted?
Yes.
Damn. It's all their fault. Sandesh said, I got my green card marrying a citizen. Right now, I'm divorced and engaged with my fiance. So now my question is, when I file my N-400 next month, do I mention that I'm engaged when I get interviewed?
I don't think it's a question, are you engaged? It's a question, are you married?
Is it going to be like, could he run into any problems?
No.
Oh.
You're allowed to fall in love and fall out of love and fall back in love.
Aha. Sheldon, perfect. We just found out why Sheldon is in removal proceedings.
What?
Sheldon is in removal proceedings for shoplifting.
Does he have a green card, Sheldon? What is he?
The petition? The wife. He's married to a citizen, I believe.
Okay, so he's filing his adjustment. So he's got to get the I-130 bona fide marriage exemption approved.
Mm-hmm.
After the I-130 bona fide marriage exemption is approved, you got to go for an interview for an I-130. Then you ask the judge to terminate your proceedings. Then you do an adjustment. Is that? I don't know where he's at.
So the big problem is that right now his court date for the removal proceedings is in October of next year, but his work permit's going to expire in April. So he's worried about what he does about his work permit between April and October.
Renew it.
Oh, he can just renew.
Yeah.
Look how easy that is. Boom, making dreams come true. Ash said, I checked my case online for an adjustment of status and it said that the interview was scheduled. How long do I need to wait for that notice in the mail for the date?
Tomorrow through 3 years from now.
Oh gosh, do not hold your breath.
Yes.
And one final question right now from Jaira. She is 27 and a single parent of 2 kids. We are all receiving government benefits, food stamps, medical assistance, and WIC. I'm a U.S. citizen. Will getting government benefits hurt my chances to petition for my dad?
Yes.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Belgium Kim, I understand that you went to the 5 Points Festival in Brooklyn.
I did.
We're going to find out what the 5 Points Festival is. It is a showcase of independent artists representing from all over the world. Let's watch.
Hey Brat Squad, it's Belgium Kim, and today I am in Brooklyn celebrating the 5 Points Festival. This wonderful festival is a celebration of artists and creators from all over the world. Whether they make comics, toys, beer, or Korean vegan tacos, this is the place to celebrate them. We're talking to organizers, attendees, and of course the creators that make it all happen. So stay tuned and let us know what you think in the comments. Check it out. Hey Brat Squad, I am here with Zoya. Thank you so much for joining us, Zoya.
No problem.
So first, tell us a little bit about your art and your medium.
Sure. So I primarily work in digital right now, but I also have a lot of medium in traditional, which is mainly like watercolor, ink pen, and then when I'm on digital, I use an iPad Pro to just create some things like this.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about what brought you to 5 Points Fest.
I'm a local artist in New York, and so I wanted to just be involved with the community And so I found Fine Boy Pants just by looking up local festivals.
What's you or your family's immigration story?
So I was born in the States. I'm from Jersey, born and bred. But my parents, they came to the States for school a really long time ago. Most of my family's here now. My family is like a family of academics, so it's better to be in the States than to be an academic in like communist China.
You've got an amazing sign. It says, ask me to draw anything. Now, we're obviously going to ask you to draw something for us. I feel like you need to get to decide. We can show you a picture of our host, or you can do our wonderful logo.
I would like to draw your host, I guess.
That's awesome. Done. Really close. Honestly, what does the Brad Squad think? I feel like we're pretty close. Hey Brad Squad, I am here with the creators of 5 Points Fest, Miranda and Josh, who are married. Hi you guys!
Hi! So excited to have you here.
Thank you very much. This has been a blast. I've already taken a couple of laps. So, what is the inspiration behind 5 Points Fest?
It's a celebration of everything that is art and toys and community and love, and we bring artists all over the world together to celebrate, art toys.
How did you guys come up with this?
The first thing that happened was Miranda created Clutter magazine in 2004 back in England, and it was the first English language magazine about designer toys, and so she really is the queen of designer toys. Such a big community grew that we decided to start our own festival.
We covered Comic-Con last year, and this is a completely different vibe. Why is it different?
Probably because mainly it's not licensed product, it's artists' original art.
Okay.
So generally it's all artist inspired.
Yeah. So designer toy queen, tell me designer toy 101. What do I need to know to go into this world?
Okay. So this is artist interpreted toys. It's toys of artist art. So they're using it as a way to provide a means for the mass market to buy their artwork. You might not necessarily be able to afford to buy a $7,000 painting, but you can afford to buy a $70 toy.
And the real difference, like what makes a designer toy, if you buy a Batman toy, you're buying it because it's Batman.
Right.
But if you buy a Miranda O'Brien toy, you're buying it because it's a Miranda O'Brien. So that's really the big difference. Like designer toys are made by artists, and people purchase them because they were made by artists.
What is your immigration story?
Miranda had to leave, her visa was up.
Right.
So we decided to fly to Vegas.
Yeah.
And we got married right before she had to go back, and so we got married in the Little White Wedding Chapel in Vegas, in the drive-thru.
Yeah. But our family didn't know that we were getting married. So then we had a massive engagement party and told them we were engaged.
And we had just gotten together.
Yeah.
Like we got married fast.
Yeah.
Like we were together for like 3 or 4 months practically. When we decided to get married,
Right.
so we didn't want to tell our families that we were getting married because we knew
we
better
won't
than
upset
to
them,
than to want to upset them.
So we were planning a wedding and then we got pregnant. So then we were like, oh no. Let's just tell everybody.
Tell everybody that we're married.
So yeah.
So that's your immigration story, really. Josh, what's your family's immigration story?
My mother's side is from Moscow, came to New York, Long Island. I'm from Long Beach, Long Island. And then my father's family's from the Ukraine, came down from Canada. So I'm Russian Jew.
Amazing.
There you go.
Amazing. Now, I know you guys have artists representing all corners of the globe. How important is it to make sure that all cultures and all of these different heritages are celebrated within this community?
It's absolutely integral to what we do. We want to bring the community together. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a great party, people to chat to each other, people that only talk online or via email get to see each other face to face and have that rapport, and it's invaluable. It really is. It's all about community.
Hey Brad Squad, I am here with artist 7 Sketches, who just won real hard at a paint war. Hey 7 Sketches!
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Listen, we just watched you kick ass out there in a paint war. Tell us what that was like.
It was nerve-wracking all the way. I mean, even before I got into it, I was nervous as heck, and I put it out there on social media. But the people that follow me and even my opponent himself are so nice. They are encouraging me and telling me like just have fun, don't be nervous at all. So, but I was nervous all the way through.
How do you decide what to paint?
So I had some time to think about it. And of course, knowing that I'm going to go into this and there's going to be all this pressure, I wanted to make sure that it's something I'm comfortable drawing, that I've been drawing, doodling all the time and feel comfortable with, and it's fairly simple.
Tell us about these amazing prints that you've got all over.
Yeah, so I mean, they're of my characters, and also I love doing fan art. I'm a huge fan of taking popular characters and doing mashups or doing it in my own style. So basically my prints are of that, and my style is basically influenced by graffiti, anime, and cute stuff too, yeah. Like I'm a fan of Sanrio, Tokidoki, so I kind of take all of that and just mash it together.
How has it been received so far?
It's been good. Like I feel so blessed that people are very supportive, and I was able to connect with a lot of people, like just similar interests. And a huge part of my influence is graffiti art, which I feel, which comes from New York, right? The whole hip hop scene makes me happy when people can see some of that in my work. So when people are here and they're telling me like, oh, your stuff is dope, like coming from New York, like that's a huge compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got to ask, because we ask absolutely everybody on our show, what is you or your family's immigration story?
Okay, so my parents, they come from the Philippines. So my mom's from the city, Manila, and then my dad's from the countryside, Ilocos Norte. So they immigrated from Philippines, and they started their family on the island of Kauai.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So do you still live in Hawaii? Is this your first visit to New York?
I still live in Hawaii. From Kauai, but now I live on Oahu, and this is my very first time in New York. So I am super stoked. I just said stoked so many times, it's worn out already.
All right, Brad Squad, we took you inside 5 Points Fest. I hope you guys had as much fun as I had talking to the creators, artists, founders, and wonderful attendees of this absolutely amazing celebration of art in all of its forms. Until next time, Brad Squad, see ya!
All right, Belgium Kim, you had something to show me.
I sure do, Brad. This was a real special. This is what that beautiful, wonderful artist came up with. I am Brad, and this is my show. How do you feel, Brad? Do you feel like, how's the likeness? Yeah, I need it side by side. I need a real side by side, a true gift for all. You gotta do the thumbs up, Brad. It doesn't look like you if you don't do the thumbs up.
All right, let's do the speed round.
I paid that woman $10 just for that moment.
I don't know who the hell you gave Douchey Drew, and that's not me though.
Worth every penny, Brad. Worth every penny.
All right, what are we gonna do? We're doing 15 questions
in 2:15.
In 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Right. Once again, our training for the under 2 minute mark continues, and I feel strongly that I'm going to get it before Yo-Yo comes back.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm just looking at myself on the screen, smiling with the
See, you see how crazy that looks? Yeah. Okay, ready when you are, Brian. Ready?
You ready?
Les said, what's up with the new immigration rules taking effect on October 15th? Can you elaborate on the changes for citizenship applicants?
And it has no effect on citizenship.
Mohammed said, why are people saying it's beneficial to file now instead of before October 15th?
Because the affidavit of support rules are changing.
Catherine says, do LPR, if they do not work or generate any income taxes, are they required to pay any taxes?
No.
Ben said, when you respond to the I-130 RFE, how long does it take for USCIS to respond?
At least 120 days.
Linda said, can I apply for an adjustment of status after I got married on a B2 visa?
Yes.
Ann said, what happens if you file the I-360, then you get divorced during the process? My husband filed for divorce before the I-45.
As long as you file the I-360 within 2 years of a divorce, you're fine, so that's fine.
Simpson said, what does it mean by initial evidence? It says that on my online status.
It means that you submitted initial evidence.
Jana said, when I have to refile an I-485, do I need to mention the reason for the previous denial?
Yes.
Edward said, I've got a civil court protection order and I want to apply for naturalization. Is that going to be a problem?
Yes.
Arlene said, I've got 2 months left on my 18-month extension for my I-751. What do I do?
go down to USCIS and get a stamp in your passport to get an extension.
Salone said, do I need to have a current passport for my adjustment of status interview because mine is expired?
It would be helpful.
Content said my immigration case is in April is at AP 221G. They asked me about my new joint sponsor, which I submitted. So now how long do I have to wait?
At least 120 days.
Scott said, following a 2-year green card, can I file for my sister to come to the U.S.?
Nope, you got to be a citizen.
Mike said, how long will it take after you get your EAD and advance parole for your interview for marriage?
At least anywhere from tomorrow to the next 2 years.
And 29 said, has the application for the I-45 closed for 2019 already? If not, please advise.
No, it has not.
Is that it?
That's it. We could have done it in under 2 minutes.
I told you we could have
done it under 2 minutes.
Y'all kept doubting me, and I was like, I really feel like I can do it under 2.
Definitely could have done it under 2.
We did do it under 2.
But we didn't do it under 2 because we did it under 2 minutes and 15.
We did it.
That doesn't count as a record.
We did it in 1:52.
But it doesn't count as a record because we didn't start the clock at 2.
I'm going to stick by my guns. Tomorrow, we're doing 15 questions in under 2 minutes. Get ready, Brad Squad.
All right. Comments of the day, Belgium. I already see that my comment of the day, Cordella Douglas saying, the real Uncle Brad is cute. That wasn't the real Uncle Brad in that picture. That's my comment of the day. Thank you, Cordella.
That's cute.
Yes.
That is a great comment of the day. Well, our real first comment of the day is from Sandra Salinas, who said, my favorite place to be is Starbucks and the Brad Bernstein show.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Cute. Yeah, and what's really convenient about us being on social media is that you can be in Starbucks while watching the Brad Bernstein show.
But it's the Brad Show Live.
Right, but she called it the Brad Bernstein show, and we're just going to run with it.
Fine.
The customer's always right in this case. Mariatu said, thanks for your advice. I am now a citizen.
Okay, wow, that's fantastic.
I love hearing that.
By the way, I just saw on Twitter.
Yeah.
Donald Trump just posted on Twitter at this very second. That we're going back to the John Bolton thing. That he changed his mind. He did not fire John Bolton. He asked John Bolton to resign.
Wait, what?
So he asked John. He just said, I asked John Bolton to resign, which goes back to John Bolton resigned last night.
Right, which John Bolton offered to resign. The president said, let's talk about it tomorrow. Then he tweeted saying John Bolton's fired. That's how John Bolton found out. And now he's saying, nah, John Bolton I just called up John and was like, yo, bro, you should resign?
Oh my God. That's as insane as trying to answer immigration questions with a magic 8 ball. That's about as insane as it becomes.
Today in Donald Trump batshittery bingo, Brad.
That's right.
I am
for next comment of the day. I just saw that come through.
That's unbelievable. Jessica Kalimi said, first in, first out with Brad's questions, not like how Sharpie King is dealing with immigration.
That's right. I love how Jessica Kalimi is calling him Sharpie King.
Sharpie King is great.
Yes.
Sharpie King is
anything she puts with Sharpie King, it makes it funny.
It is delightful.
Yes.
Also, we've got our next one from Peace Ann Asanobi, who said, the best immigration lawyer with a human face. You deserve an award, Brad, and your team.
Aw, thank you very much. I hope I get one soon.
Yeah, you and me both, Brad.
Yes.
That would be real nice.
Right.
We love us some validation
I've
awards.
got no awards yet, but hopefully soon.
Yeah, we're
I've
ready.
been nominated.
Yeah.
But never won.
I'm
like Susan Lucci.
Have you practiced your speech in the shower, Brad?
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
That's. Oh, look at that! Oh, wow.
I don't believe it.
That's.
Yeah, exactly.
You love me. You
Exactly.
really love me.
I want to thank all the other nominees. You all deserved it.
It's gonna be super
Yeah,
fun.
Jimmy Kimmel, you deserved it. You know.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
all
Jon
the people-
Stewart,
Jon
thank you
Stewart,
for coming back,
yes.
but not quite good enough.
Yes, exactly.
I'm really looking forward to kind of bombarding your acceptance speech because I'm definitely running on the stage. Just so you know, Usain Bolting.
I would like you to come.
Yeah.
And in a dinosaur outfit, please.
Done.
All right.
Any way I could get on that stage if I got to dress up as
and then
T-Rex.
we could go viral that somebody comes up to accept an award in a dinosaur outfit, and we have the dinosaur outfit, so we can do it.
We do. I'm not 100%. I just said done, but now I realize that I don't know how strongly I feel about that done because the Webbies were kind of fancy. Like that would be a fancy red carpet. That would be weird in a T-Rex.
That would be.
Finally, from Rodrigo Silva, we've He says, this show is truly a blessing on immigrant lives. They really care about us.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much.
That's absolutely right.
So we're going to have, tomorrow is 9/11,
Yes.
the 18th anniversary. So we'll have to recognize 9/11 tomorrow. It's also Hump Day.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some fun as well.
Yep.
So it'll be from there to there to there and everywhere else. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice night. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?